Kiss's Gene Simmons says that rock is dead. Well, I think that's a bunch of boomer bullshit. While he's right that there aren't enough bands focusing on the spectacle of live performance, with too many of them looking like hipster coffee shop baristas, the music itself is alive and well with great innovation and plenty of great sounds. And to prove that, here's my top 10 lists of the best rock albums of this past year. Greetings, hard and heavy music fans. I'm Dante, you're watching the Heavy Haystack, and today I'm talking about my top 10 rock albums of the year 2020. While this channel is called the Heavy Haystack, we like various forms of music here, even stuff that's not trying to punch you in the face with screaming, blast beats, and intensity. That said, some of the bands on this list can still be argued as metal, particularly the ones that are under the alternative metal tag, but their vibe is close enough to rock for me to include on this list. And it's my list anyway, and I'll do whatever the hell I like with it. I was originally going to do a list of 25, but that would have been a pretty long video, and I highly doubt that any of y'all want to hear me yap for that long. So I had to cut off a bunch and cut it down to 10, which is pretty difficult. So here's a list of my honorable mention albums that I left off the list that you should also check out. Asking Alexandria continues to be a better mainstream butt rock band than they were as a metalcore one.
Except for that one album they did without Danny.
With their new album, Like a House on Fire. Hollywood Undead had one of their strongest records in years with New Empire Volume 1, which focuses on big rap rock anthems that were a joy to listen to.
Volume 2 wasn't as good, however.
There's also a number of high-quality side projects that were strong as well. Soilwork's side project, the Night Flight Orchestra, had their Aromantic album, which had some of the best 80s pop rock music not made in the 80s. Periphery frontman Spencer Sotelo debuted his King Mothership project with the album The Ritual, blending influences from Queen, the Mars Volta, and many others into a strong theatrical rock package. And Nurgle of black and death metal band Behemoth released his second album under the Me and That Man project, titled New Man, New Songs, Same Shit, Volume 1. A dark folk gothic blues project that featured a myriad of guest spots from the likes of Travian's Matt Heafy, Slipknot's Corey Taylor, and Mastodon's Brent Hines. And now with those honorable mentions out of the way, on to the main list. At number 10 is Enter Shikari with their album Nothing Is True and Everything Is Possible. While known as pioneers of the genre known as electronicore, the kind that doesn't feature guitarists turning into crabs, the recent albums have gone in more of an art rock, electronic rock style. And this new record has refined that experimentation of style into a front-to-back quality record. The track The Dreamer's Hotel is one of the best songs of the year with its power punk energy, drum and bass breaks, and one of the catchiest choruses I've heard in a while. Other tracks feature atmospheric electro indie rock vibes, grand orchestral arrangements, and dancey EDM songs, all having a thoughtful message and a cohesive theme. It's rare for a band to reach this far for the stars without sounding like they're throwing darts at a board of ideas. And the more you listen to this record, the more layers of creativity it rewards you with, and it's well worth the journey. At number 9 is In Minor with their debut album When the Cold Truth Has Worn Its Miserable Welcome Out. Phil Anselmo has a lot of projects. Too many projects. Too many mediocre projects. But his recent work has seen an uptick in quality. I already featured his new EP with Scour on my best EPs of the year list, and here we have the debut In Minor album, which is a very left field release for the singer. Described as kill the party music by Anselmo, this album features a dark, atmospheric, and soothing tone, a combination of dark folk, southern gothic, and other mostly acoustic elements that sounds like the soundtrack to an artsy indie film. It's an interesting collection of influences that have gone into this record, and it's a far different direction from his metal output that old Phil is known for. Easily the best record he's put out in years. At number 8 is Long Distance Calling with new album How Do We Want to Live. Easily one of my favorite instrumental bands, Long Distance Calling's atmospheric post-rock is in top form on this record. Compared to their last album Boundless, which created a mood of riveting adventure, this album has a more ominous tone. Spoken word samples, mostly dealing with artificial intelligence and the nature of humanity, coupled with electronic synths provide a sci-fi element to this record, providing a cohesive theme to the spacey instrumentals. The lone song with sung lyrics on this record, Beyond Your Limits, is stellar in its building of atmosphere and bringing this theme to life with lyrics from the perspective of an AI musing on its purpose and criticizing its creator, humanity. With this album, Long Distance Calling had created a concept record without the need of a dedicated singer for all of the songs, and do a lot of speaking through just her instruments, an instrumental album for people that wouldn't normally like instrumental albums. At number 7 is Hayley Williams of Paramore fame with their debut solo record, Pedals for Armor. Despite being a solo record, Williams had a lot of help from her Paramore bandmates, crafting a record that's steeped in artsy indie pop and a lot more introspective and personal than the singer has ever gone before. The energy on this album is much more chill and understated than her output with Paramore, but still maintains her talent for quality songwriting and sound vocal performance, and makes me think of a modernized version of 90s singer-songwriters like Fiona Apple and Tori Amos. A far cry from the empty mainstream pop album that was expected if Williams ever went solo, and well worth opening your ears to. Coming in at the number 6 spot is Elder with their album Omens. Venturing even further away from the doom metal and stoner rock of their past, this album goes full psychedelic prog rock with expansive, jammy songs that easily keep your ear hooked to them despite them all being near or over the 10-minute mark. An upbeat energy and dreamlike atmosphere are hallmarks of this album, with lyrics being sparse, letting the quality instrumentals hold the forefront. A stellar collection of songs and a strong addition to the Elder legacy. Coming in at number 5 is Grey Days with their album Amends. For those unaware, Grey Days is the band Linkin Park's Chester Bennington fronted back in the 90s before he achieved international fame. He reunited with his old band back in 2017, but label conflicts shelved the album that they were working on. After Chester's passing, Grey Days completed the album they were working on and released it with his family's blessing, and it was well worth it. The band is a product of their era, playing 90s-style, grunge-inspired alternative rock with a diversity of styles that allowed Chester to really flex his vocal chops, not only in his note range, but stylistically as well. A favorite track on this record is Just Like Heroin, which alternates between clean guitar strumming in the verses and distorted power chords in the chorus, allowing Chester to showcase soft croons, raspy high screams, and falsetto techniques all in one song. It's a real joy that this project still got to see the light of day and add to the Chester Bennington legacy. And number 4 is Over with their album Flowers of Evil. Norwegian band Over has genre ADD. Starting off as a black metal band, they hopped around doing krautrock, acoustic music, the soundtrack music, to the current sound, which they call Doom Dance. It's essentially 80s gothic rock new wave stuff with a focus on electronics and chill danceable beats like synthwave going through a rebellious goth phase, and it's very well executed. A perfect soundtrack to vibe out to while cruising in your car under the moonlight. The swaying rhythm and sense of cool in the track Russian Doll makes it a favorite, while Hour of the Wolf is also a standout with its slow tempo and strong crooning vocals. If you're looking for a soundtrack to goth night at your local nightclub, this record would be a pretty good choice. And number 3 is a heavier leaning entry, and that's Mushroom Head's A Wonderful Life. Between this album and their last, Mushroom Heads replaced a guitarist and 2 of their 3 vocalists, including founding vocalist Jeffrey Nothing, who's considered by many fans essential to the band's unique sound, so I was not expecting this record to be at such a high quality. These songs capture Mushroom Head's horror-themed industrial rock style perfectly. Jeffrey Nothing's replacement, Steve Rockhorse, has a similar singing tone to his predecessor, with admittedly more technical ability. Also, the addition of Jackie LaPanza as a full member is a big boost to the band's versatility as well, standing out strongest on the track The Heresy, which is another favorite track of the year. With this new, stronger lineup and a quality first outing on their new label Napalm Records, Mushroom Head may finally get the respect and popularity that they deserve, that they mostly missed out on during the nu metal heyday. Getting down to the number 2 spot is Crippled Black Phoenix with their new album Ellengeist. Ellengeist. It's another one of those hard to pronounce words. I don't know if it's something I'm getting right. Crippled Black Phoenix's sound is a little hard to define, getting tagged in genres such as progressive rock, post-rock, dark folk, and many others. The music is dark, atmospheric, and haunting, with the band self-describing their music as end-time ballads, a mixture of male and female vocals with songs that slowly rise and fall in energy with a bit of doom metal stylings to them. The music is soothing and scary all at once, and usually the hardest bands to define genre-wise tend to be among the best, and Crippled Black Phoenix is no exception. A truly unique listening experience to be enjoyed. And finally, my number 1 rock album of the year 2020 is Bring Me the Horizon with Post-Human Survival Horror. Unlike most of the other albums on this list, which lean artsy, progressive, and the like, Bring Me the Horizon showcased the evolution of modern arena anthem hard rock. They throw the whole kitchen sink of fun music styles on this record, drawing from the metalcore roots, nu metal, EDM, industrial, and rave music. It's all over the place style-wise, with the uniting factors being giant hooks, high energy, and a big dose of fun. And it's surprising how high they maintain the quality across the album's 9 tracks. Tracks like Parasite Eve, Teardrops, and Ludens are big hooky anthems sung over beds of dynamic synthesizers and power chords. You have the opener Dear Diary and the track Kingslayer for your heavy tracks, with the latter of those making a feature from Baby Metal actually listenable. And you have the band able to build bridges with artists from modern and classic alternative, with features from Youngblood, Nova Twins, and Amy Lee from Evanescence. It's hard to find any weakness with this record. A diversity of tracks that squeezes a lot into 30 minutes where it doesn't overstay its welcome. Bring Me the Horizon is proving that loud guitars still have a place in the modern mainstream, and that rock and roll is still far from dead, no matter what Gene Simmons thinks. What do you think of my list? What are your favorite rock albums from the year 2020? Leave your answer down in the comments. Leave a like and subscribe to the Heavy Haystack if you want to see more videos similar to this one. Peace, love, music, and I'll see y'all next time.